Hi everyone. I have to have the speech without my teeth in. They're too big for my mouth and it's very annoying. I want to talk about suicide and the reason, if at all costs, before you decide to commit suicide, that it is against the laws of the spiritual world to take your own life. And the only thing that happens is that you get to come back to earth and relive your life and every experience that you went through right up to the day that you took your own life. And you'll have to come and make that choice again, whether you're going to fight for yourself, for your right to living, to love yourself, to fight, because it's important that you're here. We're all here for a mission. We all have a part in this plan. I've suffered with thoughts of suicide most of my life. My mother committed suicide, and she knew this. I believe she's come back in my granddaughter, and I believe my granddaughter is silent because she's been getting downloads and someone's talking to her too, and she just doesn't know how to express it to her mother, who is my daughter, my oldest daughter. I had one of my prayers answered today. It's tears of joy, really. My youngest daughter, I got to raise, and I got to teach her things and talk to her. Endless talks until her eyes glassed over. Did she listen to me tell her about the way things go, what she's here for? I used to call her my little mini-me. My oldest daughter and I had our bonds severed at a very young age for her. And I was a young mom. I had her when I was 16 years old. I had just gotten out of the Eric Martin Pavilion. Oh, it had to have been in March in 1985. And I was taken to Gold River to my foster home. And that was, it would have been April 1st, April Fool's Day, 1985. My foster sister took me to the Rose Bowl Cafe, and we went to have French fries. I had just gotten out that day. And I met her father. And he was an older guy. And I didn't understand. I didn't understand a lot back then, and I'd been groomed for sex since I was a child. So I didn't think anything was wrong with and I put up with a lot of adult men having sex with me when I was younger. The only thing, nothing happened to these guys. I was sent out of my hometown in Tassos when I was 13 years old because I was trying to get some help and nobody was listening to me. This town, back in the old days, was pretty full of sick people. I know my stepsisters were being molested. I have 3. 2 of them have passed away now. Like, they passed with cancer, and because they'd been living with this shame that other people have put on them. My other sister, I've tried reaching out to because I've got memories in my head that don't leave. I was sent away. I was put in foster care. It started off with being sent to my aunt's. And I was pretty erratic. I'll admit it. I was erratic because nobody was listening to me. I was full of anger. I was frustrated. I was confused. I was drinking alcohol. I lived with my aunt and uncle for a few years, or a few months, and I witnessed some things happening there, and I confronted, more like verbally assaulted them because I knew what was going on. And the next day I was picked up from school and driven to Campbell River and dropped off at the welfare office, and they just took my bags out of the back of the car and just left me there. The welfare office was closed. I wasn't worried. I just walked up the street to the police department, and that's where it everything just kind of snowballed. I was put in various different foster homes, and the ones they were putting me in were just weird. Like, the people that they're having look after our children need psychological analysis as well, because they're either sexually abusive, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, weird. And I ran away from every single one. I would try coming home. I'd hitchhike. And when I got here to Tassus, the cops would be called, I would be picked up, and I would be taken back out. I ended up living on the streets of Campbell River. And I used to sleep at the, it's on Alder Street. There's an apartment building there that had a laundry, on-site laundry service. And it was heated, and the door was always open. And I used to go in there and sleep at night. I used to hang out at the Nickelodeon Cafe. It was down across from the waterfront. It's not there anymore. It was a donut shop, and it had like pool tables and donuts. And the fella there used to help me with food. He would feed me. I'd eaten out of garbage cans. And then I met this fella, and I lied about my age to him. And I am very sorry that I did that. Well, he took me to meet his mom, and me and his mom hit it off really well. She gave me a room to stay in, and in exchange I would help with canning, or she was my friend. We played cards. I was dating her son. I loved him very much. He was a dear friend to me. I don't even know if he's alive anymore. I had done, I hooked up with a group of kids. I can't remember their names, but I ended up, we played Truth, Dare, Double Dare. And we were stealing things from Kmart. But you had to make it obvious, and mine was stealing this god-awful, retarded country music cassette. And back in the day, the cassettes were stored in these long plastic sleeves, and I was dared to make it obvious. And I ended up slipping the package down my pants. And of course, you know, I got busted. So that meant I had community hours, which I did at the Campbell River. There was a soup kitchen there beside the Kmart. I met all kinds of fucking people there. A lot of fucking weird people in the world. I know I'm kind of bouncing all over the place because the memories are kind of mixed up in, like, timeline-wise, days or a couple of weeks. The fella that I had been dating found out that my true age was only 13, and I was telling him I was 18. I was also going to the bar there, the People's Cabaret, because I didn't look 13. I didn't act 13. I didn't feel 13. I had missed my probation officer's appointment a couple times, and I ended up being put in city cells, and they're holding cells there. I spent several weeks there, and I was taken to Victoria for court cases, which I didn't understand that, and traveling in the back of a sheriff's van for an 8-hour trip from Campbell River to Victoria with my hands handcuffed behind my back like a hardened criminal. Couple of trips, I know I used to torment the officers because I used to be a lot more double jointed, and I could slip out of handcuffs. Didn't matter how tight they were, I could get them off. So I pissed him off. So he put them on so tight that by the time I got to Campbell River, that I had bruises all around my wrists. Sorry, when I got to Victoria. I ended up spending some time in the Pembroke, it was like a maximum security facility, because I'd end up getting involved with the individual that was involved with other individuals, and this individual was working for other individuals, and I've been in hiding. I'm not even worried anymore. I'm a grown woman and able to take care of myself. But I was put in this facility. I was being sexually harassed by the on-site probation officer, so I filed a complaint against him, and he was let go. And the repercussions of that is I ended up being raped by a fella by the name of Brad Seabart. And this went on. It felt like an eternity. I know it wasn't an eternity because it just wasn't an eternity. But I was in there long enough that I learned quickly that I actually liked jail. It was quiet. I had my room, and nobody bothered me except for this one fella. But the most of the time, my cell and my door was shut and locked. The only times this shit happened is when it was laundry day. On one occasion, I was talking to my mother on the phone, and this person started satisfying himself, jacking off. I was in the phone booth, and the door had a glass top and a glass bottom with a wooden centerpiece. the room that I was sitting in, you know, it was a fair-sized room. To me, in my head, it seemed like a fair-sized room. But you could sit in there and have privacy while you're talking. And I told my mother what this guy was doing, and she just fucking lost it. And life was just, you know, just fucking rosy. I never said anything to anybody there about what the guy was doing. I was the only female there. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that part. Why was I the only woman in with all these, you know, men? And there was this one guy that's, I remember he was a cutter, so he was scarred from up and down his arms in many different directions. And I just wondered, I felt so much compassion for him even then. Like, what makes a kid do that to themselves? A strange incident happened this one night. You know, everybody's down for the night sleeping. And it was kind of a rainy night. And it was, you know, dark. It was night. We had skylights in our cell rooms. And somebody had come along and started undoing all the bolts to these sunroofs. And the fellow opens it up and he says, "Do you want to get out of here?" And I just said, "I don't know where to go." He's like, "Don't you have family?" I said, "I'm not allowed to go home." He's like, "So you want to stay here?" I said, "Yeah, I do, so please just lock me back in, please." He says, "You sure?" I'm like, "I'm sure." And then he went on, and I guess a bunch of them broke out. I don't know if these people were even ever caught again, because I've just blocked out a lot of my memories. From the Pembroke facility, I was then put into the Eric Martin Pavilion. And I was there until my 15th birthday. And the amount of stuff, you know, my psychiatrist was a wonderful man. And he did hypnosis on me. And a lot of stuff came out. And that's when my mom finally believed me what was going on. And she comes out from the meeting with him, and she's crying, which triggered me. And I went after this 6-foot orderly. I ended up getting this, they called it the timeout shot, because when you get it, it just turns your body to goo. And I got stuck in the timeout room. I had my clothes taken from me and was given hospital scrubs. I'm sorry, I'm trying very hard to put everything into an order so that I can make sense of my life. I've known a different way of living my whole life, and I haven't been able to share it with anybody. And when I did try and share it with people, I was a kid, so I was trying to share it with kids who didn't even have the brain capacity to do their times tables, and I was already I had bigger fish to fry than worrying about whether or not I got an A on a test or whether I graduated. I've known that I'll be able to find the words to express what I know, what I've heard, what I've learned. And I'm hoping I can share it with everybody and teach them how to do it in simple terms and simple English that people can understand, because people don't understand these, thys, and thous, and all that. We don't live in 800 AD or BC or whatever. We're in 2020. Our favorite word is fuck. It's so descriptive. And people are just not spiritually connected. Some are, but a majority of them are not. And that's very sad. I believe that's the whole reason why schools are schools and churches are churches, and it's just there to program everybody to be robots, to take orders, to feed supply and demand, workers. I want to make sure that what I say isn't I guess the word is selectively picked apart to find any missing pieces. If that makes sense to you, please let me know. Please let me know, because and please fight for your life, because your life is important. I know that kind of went off topic of the suicide. But it's a start for me, and the channels for me. Initially, the channels for me The channel's from my granddaughter, my daughters. I'm so grateful that you called me. Or that I called you, sorry. That you texted me, then I called you. I'm so proud of you. You got this, girl. Remain humble. Don't let your ego live your life. Sorry, don't let your ego dictate your life, because you got to get out of your head. You can't get ahead while stepping on the heads of others to get where you're going in life. Stay compassionate. Donate to orphanages or food banks or any society, whatever. Low income. Focus on low income, because the rich don't need help. It's the low income. It's the poor. They're the ones that need the help. The rich don't need the help. The poor need the help. That's the whole point. The rich are so fucking snooty and stuck up in their own shit that they think that they rule everything. They are sadly mistaken. Like, when they're having those nightmares at night, that's on their own doing. That's not from anybody else doing it to them. That's their own subconscious telling them they've been doing and living their life the wrong way. It's okay to have nice things and all that, but you can't be... We'll put it this way. That Cadillac isn't going to keep you warm at night. And that Gucci bag doesn't tell you it loves you. Your Nikes aren't doing anything for you. And, I mean, the list can go on and on and on. You can pick whatever you want to focus on. If it's an inanimate object, that isn't living or breathing or growing, what you're wasting your love energy on is insane. That it's not being reciprocated. I've sent my angels out to protect as many people. I need all you other light workers to call on your angels and get them to protect the people, the poor, the hungry, the homeless, the ones that need your help. People need homes to live in. There's got to be something we can all do. We all band together, work to a common goal without our egos involved in it. And you know, one day at a time, every day, it'll get better and better. And the people creating the problem need to be held accountable. Like, I shit you not, I am not going to shut up about this. We are not going to need food storage for 25 years. People need to start taking care of their own food supply. Stop expecting to get your nutrition from McDonald's, from Walmart. You know, go back to the old ways. Start canning your foods. Start preparing your family's dinners from scratch. Stop filling your bodies full of chemicals. That is what's killing everybody off. Our bodies cannot digest chemicals. They cannot digest sugar. Margarine is, all it does is grow cancer. Stop using toothpaste with fluoride in it, because it's what's causing the cavities. They're all in cahoots. They're all using us as cattle. We're like money machines for the man. Well, I'm tired of being a commodity. I'm my own person. I own my own body. I'm grateful for what I have. I give when I can. I don't ask for help. And when I do, I normally don't get it anyways. So I just stop asking. I'm gonna make my dreams come true. Are you? I'm gonna end this for now. Please share this. Please talk to your friends. If you have friends that are struggling, if you have friends that are being bullied, stand up for them. They need help. Everybody has a right to have a peaceful and happy life. Everyone has a right to go to work and not be bullied. I love you. I love you with all my heart. I wish the very best for you always. I have so much more I want to talk to you about and teach you. Spread the message. Spread the knowledge. God gave us gifts for a reason, and it wasn't meant to be charged for. It's okay for accepting donations, but you're not supposed to put a price tag on your gifts. They're meant to be shared. And on the flip side, when you're putting a set amount, you're actually devaluing yourself, because what if somebody wanted to give you $1,000 for an hour of your time? You've capped your limit at what, $88? $240? Stop putting your gifts, stop putting a value on them, because to somebody they're priceless. Priceless. There's no dollar amount in the world that can tell you what the gift is worth. So I don't know what to say. I just know we're not supposed to charge for this. Share your gifts, share your love. Remember to cleanse your body, cleanse the energies, cleanse the downloads that you're getting day to day, day to day, day to day, hour to hour, hour to hour. Because some of you are downloading. Some of you are picking up on others' lives. You know, it's energy. It's an open highway. There's no toll booths there. You know, there's no regulations in place. So protect yourself. It's not about just cleansing your cards. It's about cleansing your spirit, because everything out there isn't meant for you. And if it's sitting in your head, it's going to fester. You need to shower, and with intention, and watch it go down the drain. Visualize it going down the drain. Have Epsom salt baths. Those are good too. I love you all very much. I hope everybody has a great day. I pray to those that are struggling, that they get the help that they need, that they can reach out at any time. I believe in confidentiality. I've helped many people. I will never share your secrets. There's something else I wanted to say, and it just slipped my mind. Just gone. On that note, I'm gonna sign off for now. And, oh, I just remembered. Reach out to your friends. Stop living in fear and stop worrying about them. If you care so much and you're worried so much, reach out and call them. Call them. Don't worry. Don't sit there and go, oh, what? Don't worry. You don't have to worry about knowing what to do or what to say. Just pick up the phone and say, hey, how's it going? How you doing? I was thinking about you today. Because that can change somebody's life from one living to death. So realize that. I'm not going anywhere, so don't stop worrying about me. I'm fine. I'm protected. I told you this. I love you. If you want to call me, call me. You know my number. God bless. Take care. Big hugs.